Hey, peace everyone. This is Illmatical, broadcasting live and direct from Brooklyn. Wow. I was just reminiscing on Asia and getting like a reflecting on one of the chapters from my book and the subject of why every white guy in Asia is a loser. And I made a whole essay about this. And in the essay, I talk about the Caucasian or the white guys who are not losers. And I just thought about No Joke Howard. And I met No Joke Howard in Cambodia, man. We corresponded. I was already in Cambodia. And, he was one of the few Americans that were living in Cambodia or Phnom Penh at the time. And one of the things I really liked about Howard was the content of his videos. He made his videos and he was exposing himself. He talked about a lot of his flaws and things that he did wrong in life, and he really made himself vulnerable. Um, the only the only issue I had with Howard was with I always felt like it was a little bit easier for Caucasians to move to Asia and work as English teachers versus you'd have and he was giving advice to like people who I would figure like people who are not Caucasian, and I didn't think that was going to pan out well for them. Other than that, I really think he was a really cool guy. I just Googled his page, and then I found out he had a heart attack, man. So that being said, look, if anybody stumbles onto any of his videos, I met him because I'll share some emails that we sent, because basically I was looking for somebody to teach me to do some sparring with because when I was out in Cambodia, I just wanted to, I have some martial arts experience, limited, but Howard was doing very well actually. He had been trained by I think there was the person who was training the Cambodian kickboxing team. He was from Cuba, I believe, or the boxing instructor, and Howard was taking lessons from him. And Howard had some good fights, and I was like, can you train me? So I have still have some of those emails, and it was just odd, man. Howard was when I met him, he was a cool guy. He wasn't an asshole in any capacity. He wasn't. He was just real chill, man. And it's really sad to hear that he passed away. Um, I don't know what the circumstances were, but a lot of times, man, my cousin died in Asia, and I almost died out in Asia. And a lot of times, what happens is I'm gonna get into this in my book, but really be mindful of your diet when you're traveling, and your health and nutrition. And I don't know the circumstances of what happened, because he was a very active guy. He was fighting at a professional level. But in any event, look, I just want to say rest in peace, No Joke Howard. I think a lot of people who are not familiar, he's a Caucasian guy. I think a lot of you who are like 30, 35 and under, you should check out his page. I think he has some inspirational videos, and I think he would encourage a lot of people to go and move to Asia. All right, and damn, man. But shout out to No Joke Howard, and he moved to Mexico and he died. I'm gonna do some more research about what happened. It's a traumatic event. I mean, no, that's not traumatic. I didn't know the guy intimately, but he was a cool guy, and he was just one of the few Americans who was making. He was one of the few Americans who was making videos from Phnom Penh while I was still making videos there, and that's what kind of got to me. Again, I don't think he was a bad guy at all, and I definitely wouldn't put him in that loser category. I was just thinking about it because when that loser category comes up with like loser Caucasians who move to Asia to get girlfriends, usually the losers for me are the guys who've never had a girlfriend in any, like when they're from Australia or whatever, or United States, or they've never had a girlfriend. They move there and then they're rock stars. Or number two, they're like supreme racists, and then they go somewhere and then they treat the people badly. They have these, they're white supremacists, and then they go move to Asia and treat the Asian people like shit. These are the majority of the rest of the guys are pretty mellow and pretty cool and pretty, thrifty, pretty, above average intelligence. And I think Howard was in that realm. He was an intelligent guy, doing some soul searching. And I know he encouraged a lot of people. And I definitely recommend, people go check out his channel. And I'm really sorry he passed. All right? Amen. Peace.